The title of the speech is actually, I've changed it a bit, it's Climate Change, the End of Poverty, and How to Change the World. We face the single greatest threat to our existence in human history. Our planet is dying. Our world is warming. Every single year gets a little bit warmer than the last. And we are to blame. Now, a lot of people believe that we can do absolutely nothing about climate change. They are wrong. Humans created this problem. We can solve this problem. Now, I'm going to lay out one particular solution. I'm not saying it's workable. I'm not even saying it is the solution. It is a solution, because I believe that we have to tackle the problem. And as an added bonus, I will end global poverty. I am passionate about this planet, about the people on it, and all the life that surrounds us. This is the greatest planet in the universe. Now, I haven't visited all 100 billion planets in our galaxy, because I live here. And I know this world is a great place. When I was very young, I loved to hike. I'd get home from school and I'd go wandering around in the hills around my home, and I grew to love nature. My first real hike was in a place called Mpumalanga, and it means the place where the sun rises. It was the most beautiful, magical place. I'd wander around on the edges of the Happy River Canyon for days, not seeing another living soul. And then after 3 or 4 days, I'd wander up through dense, humid brush, and then through pine forests. I can still smell the scent of the pine and feel the pine needles beneath my feet. And then I'd break out from the forest. There was a long stretch up to the top of the hill, open stretch, to a place called God's Window. This is the edge of the African escarpment. And the African escarpment falls down 1,000 feet, and below you can see the Happy River Canyon laid out in front of you. On a clear day, it almost seems as though you can see forever. And in the afternoon, the clouds roll in and they bump up against the escarpment. And it's this ocean of beautiful white, soft clouds. It's almost as though you can take a run and dive out onto those clouds. It's absolutely spectacular. And today, Mpumalanga is changing. Our world is warming. Drought, disease, poverty have struck the land. And as the world warms, Africa is a very unforgiving place. It's filled with malaria, and tuberculosis, and diarrhea. And as the world warms, these things become worse and worse. The animals, the trees, the land of my youth is changing forever. Have you ever thought about the cost of love? What does love cost? I'm going to lay out one particular way in which we are destroying our world. And it begins with gold. People love gold. They are drawn to it the way they're drawn to the sun on the summer's day. If you love someone, you give them gold. Now, South Africa in my youth was one of the world's, or probably the world's premier producer of gold. I remember the first time my father took me to a gold mine. Now, South Africa has some of the deepest mines in the world. The Ashanti mine goes down into the earth 2.5 miles. That's like 10 Empire State Buildings piled one on top of the other. Every single day, they rip 6,000 tons of rock from the earth and they drag it up to the surface where it is crushed. And they use cyanide to extract the gold. And there's about 1/3 of an ounce of gold per ton of rock. The rock is discarded in mine dumps. What happens to the cyanide? It is stored in giant reservoirs, and reservoirs leak. In some countries like Ghana, they take that cyanide and throw it into the local river, where it poisons the fish and stunts the growth of the children. When I came over to the United States, I looked for a place to commune with nature, and I found the Four Corners. That's Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. One of the most beautiful places on earth. They have these wonderful canyons, the Grand Canyon, Utah, Bryce. Beautiful, beautiful places. They also have the world's largest open pit mine. It is so large, it can be seen from space. And it slices open one of the most beautiful parts of Utah. When I came across to the East Coast, I discovered the Appalachians. The Appalachians are this beautiful line of rolling green mountains and hills that runs all the way from Alabama to Maine. It's the ideal place to go and commune with nature. Except that the mining companies have chopped the top off the hills and left them open to pollute our rivers and streams. Do you know that we destroy 1 football field of trees every 1.5 seconds? That means, while I'm standing here talking to you, we have, as humankind, destroyed 600 football fields of trees. Now I'll ask you again, what is the cost of love? I'm going to ask you another question. How would you like to save the world? Really? How would you like to save the world? Do you know that as Americans we consume 5 times faster than nature can regenerate itself? You know that as a human race we consume 1.7 times faster than nature can regenerate. Now we don't have 5 Earths. We don't have 1.7 Earths. We have 1 Earth. We have to make this Earth sustainable. Have a good look at the people around you, especially the children, and ask yourself, what is the world going to look like when that child is my age, when their children are my age? A world with monster storms, gigantic wildfires, and cities underwater? A world without elephants, or pandas, or dolphins? A world in which we cut down our forests to create parking lots, and condos, and superhighways. And ask yourself, is that the world we want for our children? Now, imagine if there were a way to make everyone on Earth accountable for their environmental destruction or environmental impact. Imagine if we could estimate the number of birds or mammals or trees that would lose their lives when we build a house, dig a mine, or eat a hamburger. Imagine if we could estimate the poisons that we pump into our atmosphere, into our rivers, into our oceans. Now, imagine that we could put a cost on every single one of those things. This is the price you pay for living on earth. What this means is that when you go out and buy that diamond ring, or that cell phone, or that hamburger, you get to pay your economic or your environmental impact. What this means is that you can keep track of what love, or houses, or hamburgers costs the environment. When you dig a mine, you either buy or lease the land, but you rent the environment. And you rent it from those birds and those animals and those trees because they no longer have a home of life. The same thing goes when you buy a house. You buy the land, but you rent the environment. Look at this in another way. You pay your electric bill, you pay your water bill, you pay your garbage bill. Why don't you pay your environment bill? Think of someone like Bill Gates. Bill Gates has a home called Xanadu, and Xanadu is 18,000 square feet for 2 people. Oprah has 6 homes that total more than 40,000 square feet. That's 28 times the size of my apartment for one person. Now you've got to ask yourself, what is their environmental impact? Isn't it time for someone to pay for what they consume? You know, they're not making any more land, except maybe in the Hawaiian Islands. We're actually losing land. According to the latest IPCC report, we could lose anywhere from 3 feet to who knows, well, through sea level rise. But what people don't think about is, 3 feet, who cares? But 3 feet in Florida translates to 3,000 feet. So now think about that. What is the impact on Florida of 3 feet of sea level rise? No more beaches. No more homes on the beach. No more tourists. Florida will go bankrupt. We have to pay for our use of the environment, one way or the other. Now some of you may be looking at me and thinking, dude, you're out of your mind. What about the poor? The poor can't afford to pay. In parts of Africa, they earn $1 a day, if they're lucky. But this is the beauty of the system. You see, all those fees that are collected don't go into government coffers. They go directly to the people. Every single person on earth gets exactly the same. And all those fees that are collected from consumers are spread out across the world. What this does is it creates an automatic basic income for everyone on earth. And what are the advantages? There have to be some advantages to doing this sort of thing. Well, firstly, you eradicate poverty. You raise living standards in developing countries, and you ensure that the wealthy are forced to pay for their environmental impact. But there's more. It doesn't end there. You see, when that greedy company out there goes and knocks the top off the hill and pollutes the environment, these companies down here can say, well, fine, we will restore the environment as best we can. So what does that do? It gives companies and people an incentive to restore our environment. It creates universal income, and it restores the planet for future generations. What could be better? This is the kind of innovative thinking that I believe we need. Whether it's workable or not, we need to approach the problem. What we're doing at the moment is to say, There's nothing to be done. Throw up our hands. But we can. We can tackle this problem if we work together. And I believe that this is one possible way of tackling it. My vision is, if you go to my website, my vision is don't think outside the box. Reinvent the box. The box is our earth. Our problem is climate change. Climate change is driven by destruction of the environment. Think about it this way. When you get to the end of your life, hopefully in many, many years, you're lying on your deathbed, you have your kids and grandkids around you, what are you going to tell them? Hey kids, that was one heck of a ride, but I just totally destroyed your future. Or are you going to tell them, kids, I spent a lifetime making the world a better place for you. And here it is. I know which one I want. This is the single most important thing any of us will ever do in our lives. Save our world. Now go out and save the world.